These scripts all day. I can edit it out. All right, we have to cut the song short because we got so much to say. Hello, welcome to Videoland Express. I'm your host, Frankie B.
And I'm Mark.
Okay, a couple quick announcements because we have 3 shows left. We'll have 1 more in November, 2 shows in December. Our last show will be just before Christmas for Star Wars World 1. So don't mind me if I repeat myself over here because these shows will be repeated in January, February, March. Probably to April till we come back for next year to celebrate 27 years on the air. We're finishing up 26 years on the air this season. So, this year, should I say. So, real quick announcements. Let's go to our blog real quick. The blog is going to continue when the shows are going to start repeats in January. For our website, that's our logo on the right-hand side. You see the little doohickey pointing to that. Okay. On that website, real quick, we have Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Google, and a bunch of other links you can get to us. Okay. Right underneath is Blog Talk Radio. That's the widget. By going to the blog, you get the website, you get the widget for our radio show. I just did a Halloween special. What that is, basically, since this show is only half an hour, every 2 weeks, whatever we don't get to mention or get to finish on the show, I finish it up on the Blog Talk Radio. And then all the way on the bottom there, never mind those 2 links. Those 2 links are going to disappear. This widget over here, that's my SoundCloud. That's all original music that's performed, written by me. I posted a song there 2 weeks ago. You can listen to that. And of course, on the left hand side is the blog where I take the best of the day's articles and I post it. And we're going to be talking about some of them. And we're going to talk about the box office and Doctor Strange, which is going to be a huge hit. So let's get on with the show. Okay. So what we're going to do here is a little bit something different. A little recap from last week's show, or 2 weeks ago, should I say. And we talked about Halloween and the 3 franchises I didn't get a chance to talk about. Friday the 13th, which is getting another reboot. Nightmare on Elm Street, they did a reboot. It failed. They're going to try it again. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The well, huh? Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been put on hold, and Well, I got Saw 2. The only reason I got this one here because I work with Donnie Wahlberg on Blue Bloods. And for your background actors, hello, my fellow background actors out there. Donnie Wahlberg played a detective on this, and sure enough, somebody remembered him, one of the producers on Blue Bloods, and they remembered him being, playing a detective on this movie, and they decided, hey, how you like to play a detective on Blue Blood? So you never know.
Ooh, that's a pretty big stretch.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, you play a role, and yes, a couple years later, the producer remembers you in that role. That's the way this business works. But anyway, they're going to try to reboot this also. And another thing we didn't mention The Exorcist. Oops, the TV show sucked. And Ghostbusters. This has got no love, but between last week's show and this week's show, it got released on Blu-ray and is doing really damn good. Actually, it was #1 on sales on both DVD and Blu-ray. Go figure that out. This has 2 commentaries by the director and the writer. The director just kept on talking over the poor girl who wrote the script. Wasn't it Chris?
Was he trying to apologize?
No, he made no bounds. He said, I'm not apologizing for the movie. I'm glad the way it turned out, believe it or not. The one you got to listen to is the filmmakers. That's the whole road crew, the special effects and the green screen and all the technical guys. That's the better one. Right in the middle of that, I'm going to be talking more about that on the radio show. The main reason I mentioned this is because this was filmed in New York, but it was also filmed in Boston. We're going to be talking about that, about filming in New York when we get to Doctor Strange. So, we're going to talk also about comic books. Let's not forget about Batman the movie. Yes, Crusaders. He hasn't got a chance to see it yet. the animation, The Cape Crusaders with
Batman and Robin: Return of the Cape Crusaders.
Thank you. Great movie. If you're an old Batman fan, you really love the cartoon. There's a thing. Does anybody remember the episode Batman, the 1966 series, where they're both going to be like into giant stamps?
Yes.
Remember that episode?
Yes, that's the episode with the Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet. Well, they don't mention Green Hornet, but they're encased in a giant pizza pie. Believe it or not, it's a reference to the food, the stamp thing. But also, 3 Catwomen show up. Remember those 3 Catwomen in the TV show?
Yes.
There were, who was it?
Eartha Kitt,
Right.
Jenny Newmar,
Julia Newmar.
Julia Newmar, and the last one I don't remember.
Oh, she was the most popular one.
I thought Julia Newmar was the most popular.
No,
she
Julia
was the
Newmar
first
was the
one.
popular one.
Yeah, she was the first one. I think she had some kind of disagreement,
Right.
monetary disagreement, and they
Lee Merriweather. That's the
they
one.
exchanged it for Lee Merriweather.
Lee Merriweather. She's in, and then Eartha Kitt was on the
Yes,
third
the last
season,
one.
right?
Yes.
They all had contract issues, believe it or not, including the Riddler. He wanted to get more money.
Wow.
Caesar Romero said, "Give me whatever, I don't care."
He didn't. I don't think he took it too seriously.
No, they didn't. They really actually had fun with that. But anyway, we're going to be talking more about it. A lot of you, I know, that haven't got a chance to see it. It just came out on Blu-ray. I think it's heading to either Netflix, Amazon really soon. We'll talk more about it because I think in 2 weeks, besides, was it?
DVD.
Yeah, Friendly Beasts, Strange Beasts. What's that movie?
Right. The Harry Potter film.
The Harry Potter sequel, J.K. Rowling's, the Friendly Beast, whatever you call it, that's probably going to be number 1, but Doctor Strange is still going to be like at least number 2 is going to do huge in the box office weekend, and then we'll talk more about it as soon as he sees it. Anyway, I just want to cover that real quick. So let's go on to top 10 because I managed to catch up to some movies and we're going to compare. Like I found it according to accounting and Jack Reacher.
Wonderful.
We're going to go through that, okay? And then we're going to lead up to number 1, which is Doctor Strange. I got something to mention. He loved it. Hold on. So let's start.
Okay.
Real quickly. And then, so what we're going to do today is cover the top 10, but also movie reviews all in one shot.
And the new movies are coming out. The previews of the new movies coming out. Should we talk about the previews?
We have time at the end of the show. We'll do that because what is there besides Rogue One, really?
The Rogue One, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's next year.
Yeah, but there's still the previews coming out.
The
We can talk
previews.
about the previews, how awesome they are.
Okay, Fantastic Beasts, that's the one. Okay, so recap. Magnificent Seven is going to recap 150 million worldwide, but it
Wonderful.
still hasn't opened in China, so it might cost 200 million. But that's the end of that. Solely, they're pointing that for Academy Awards for Tom Hanks.
Good for you.
And
Hanks.
worldwide, it's made 160 million. Not too bad. Deepwater Horizon is an official DOA. It tanked.
No.
Yeah. Worldwide, they're barely breaking even 100 million. The film costs 110 million.
Wow.
I'm mentioning that because my workbook is coming out on Christmas Day, Patriots Day, about the bombing attack in Boston Marathon. And sorry to say, I don't know if that's going to do good for Christmas. That's kind of a depressing subject, and my workbook lately is not pulling the box office numbers. We love Mark Wahlberg. He's going to be in the next Transformers next year.
Yeah.
We don't know about that. So, Birth of a Nation, again, controversy. That was another one going for Oscars. Tanked 20 million. I did see that. I definitely recommend it. I thought it was better than 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave was actually a remake from a Hallmark that was on one of the cable channels. Avery Brooks, Captain Sisko from DS9 Star Trek, he starred on that back in the 1990s. So 12 Years a Slave is kind of a remake from that.
Wow.
That was good, but that got an Academy Award for Best Picture. Birth of a Nation, I thought was better. I know there's controversy. Nat Turner, what he did was he kind of like low-key on certain key events. It came close to the true story, and at the end, it did tell what happened with Nat Turner, where they really they hanged him and did a whole bunch of stuff to him, and they do mention that in the movie. So it's pretty close. I definitely recommend it. It comes out on Blu-ray. Okay, next one, Kevin Hart, Tank, 22 million. He's not selling overseas, so that's the end of that. Okay, now, and last week, one last thing. I mentioned Tom Hanks. Sully, Academy Award, Best Actor, right? What happened? I did mention about meeting Tom Hanks. I did mention about meeting Ron Howard. Great guys. Inferno, tank. Madea beat Inferno on Halloween weekend. Madea was number one twice. 2 weekends in a row. Oh, good for Madea.
Good for her.
And now they actually asked Tyler Perry to come out with 2 more Medeas. So good for him.
Next one's gonna probably be Medea Goes to Space.
That's
what I heard. Because according to it, people have been saying that with Medea, they've been doing the same thing with that character. Hey, Vern. Remember that character? It was like the same levels. Medea goes to prison. Vern goes to prison.
Goes to day camp.
He goes there.
Yeah.
Halloween, and then one of the last ones was
Christmas.
He goes Christmas, and then one of the last ones I think he went to space.
Did
I'm not
he?
sure. He must have.
Well, Jason Friday the 13th went to space.
Everybody goes to space.
Yeah, one way or another. They go.
I think Quentin Tarantino made a joke about that when he did Machete. But he was saying,
yeah, he went
Machete 3, Machete goes to space.
Goes to space.
But that's an inside joke.
Right. They never did make number 3. But anyway.
No.
But Madea did beat Inferno, which I thought was kind of interesting, okay? And I know there's a bunch of books on that. It's funny because Da Vinci Code, the first one, in 7 days made $100 million. Inferno, in 7 days, only made $17 million. But it's making money overseas. We might get another...
Inferno.
Another... What those books? Not Tom Brown?
Da Vinci Code.
Dave Brown?
Yeah, Dan Brown.
Da
Vinci Code.
We might get another one. Da Vinci Code was number 1. I forgot what's number 2, and the third one was Inferno. But that was last week's. Now, this week's top 10, and now we're going to do a bunch of movie reviews. Number 10, Tim Burton. I refuse to mention the title. Girl on the Train. The conductor did it. No, only kidding.
Oh.
No, only kidding.
Don't spoil it.
And in the first half hour, you know who did it. Okay, so...
The train.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't.
Yeah, okay.
Don't spoil it.
Disappointing. It started off good, but what's her name? She was in Edge of Tomorrow. Emily Blunt.
Yes.
She was fantastic as a drunk.
As always.
She might get a nomination. The movie Netflix, if you're curious. How a movie Ouija. Boring. Okay.
Ouija board, yeah.
PG-13. It's not rated R. Don't even bother. Jack Reacher. I didn't like the first one. You like the first one, but
yes,
you
but I did not like the second one.
I like the second one better than the first one.
Wow,
a lot of action.
We're opposites.
Opposites. A lot of action, but you're right. It's by the book.
Yeah, it's by the book. It's that's why I did not like it. I mean, it's sort of like someone telegraphing punches to you and telling you what's going to happen. It's sort of like watching a bad wrestling event where, okay, first of all, I'm gonna throw you against the ropes, then I'm gonna hit you with the clothesline, then I'm gonna grab you, and then I'm gonna throw you here. And then eventually I'm going to win. I'm going to do a pile driver, and then I'm going to hit you with a hammer.
Yeah, the big mano a mano at the end.
Yeah.
It's like they got a script from the library. How to do a mano a mano fight at the end of a movie.
Yeah,
I mean, by the book.
Yeah, it would be like, you saw this movie, what was it called? Face Off? Let's do almost the same thing they did in Face Off. Let's do it in here.
There you go. Okay. You loved The Accountant.
Loved it.
I was bored.
Even my friends said they loved it. They saw it.
Couldn't get into
Batman. Boom.
And he was good, but the movie is just routine, basic. Again, by the book, no surprise. Except somebody at the bad guy got it at the end. It was good. That was kind of good.
Beautiful. I mean, it's not like they would normally do it. It's sort of like I was saying, Jack Reacher, Tom Cruise, you're brilliant. I'm not going to criticize you saying that you're awful because you far surpass whatever any of us can do. You're like 1 in a million. All right. But what I'm saying is the script writers who wrote this were so it's like they regenerated a script like from Face Off with the final scene. And that was almost telegraphed. Oh yeah, I know this is what's going to happen because you talked about it in the middle. Mm-hmm. But in The Accountant, it was sort of so funny. It was like nonchalant because Ben Affleck. I think he was suffering from some kind of what do you call it? What's that crippling disease that well, it's not a disease, but it's being autistic, and he was suffering from autism.
Okay.
And it was sort of like every time he would say something, it was sort of like straight man humor that you wouldn't know whether to laugh at or what was inappropriate. So to me, it was something new.
I thought he was suffering from boredom. It's looked like he wanted to be somewhere else. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Inferno number 5 is going to clunk out at 25 million this weekend. Number 4 is My Day of Halloween. Good for her. Number 3, Hacksaw Ridge, 15 million. Now, people saying that's bad. Well, first of all, think of the 5 things this movie has against it. Number 1, Doctor Strange. Okay. Number 2, Trolls. Parents want to see an adult film rated R, okay? They can't go see it because the kids are going to drag the parent to see Trolls, okay?
Yep. So you're buying maybe 3 to 4 tickets.
Plus lots of popcorn and candy, okay? So
They smuggle it in.
Yeah. Number 3, it's rated R. Number 4, people still got a beef against
Mel Gibson.
And number 5, the kid from Spider-Man. And he's not really a headline status, only because Spider-Man. Also, a lot of people got a bitch against him because he told everybody off that the Spider-Man franchise sucked.
Who's that, Tobey Maguire?
No, the new kid who plays Amazing Spider-Man. He's English.
Oh, I forgot.
And Andrew, you know who he is.
Andrew McCarthy. No, Andrew. Oh, well, Andrew.
But anyway, he was a smart one in the group. He said the franchise sucked. They fired him, and he went to this. And there's rumors of him getting an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, Mel Gibson for Best Director, and for Best Picture. Hacksaw Ridge is going to be the one of the front runners for Oscars. Trolls, I worked with Justin Timberlake. I don't know, 44 million. I worked with them on the Woody Allen project. I said that a couple shows ago. And the movie is going to make about $44 million because of the Kiss thing, okay? Which I'm kind of surprised because I figured everybody going to see Doctor Strange. Let me mention one thing. Did I mention I'm wearing the Godzilla shirt because Godzilla just turned 62 years old, anniversary this past week?
I just heard about it today.
Okay, and also don't forget our community site. We have a Godzilla community. We almost 4,000 members. Almost. We need a couple hundred more. Go to our website. Just scroll down. There's a link. You have to join Google. Not my fault. That's the rules. Google rules. And you can join our community, okay? A lot of original drawings, a lot of original animation, people putting in their own trailers. I mean, it's a fantastic website. I'm really proud of it. Anyway, so to get to the Godzilla community, go to our website. There's a link. You click on there, and boom, you can join the community. Okay, 62 years. Now, did we catch up with everything else? Okay, we're going to mention, let's go to Doctor Strange. We mentioned about the trailers later. Doctor Strange, here we go. The second half of the show, Doctor Strange. Yes. Well, I want to say something.
Okay, go for it.
But he's going to have the full review, and then I'll put my 2 cents in. When I said this, when I found out that Thor was going to come out, I was not big into comics, and I said it's not going to work for the movies. A big guy with a hammer, come on, it's not going to work. And as it turned out, well, it was even better than Captain America. Doctor Strange, I remember when I was a kid reading the comic books, I couldn't get into it. I didn't like the character, psychedelic, and I said, this movie's going to stink. And they're ripping off, Nolan?
Oh, wow.
Inception? Yeah, with the buildings. I'm seeing the trailer. This is not going to work. Well, I have my opinion on the movie. But first, I'm doing a twist here. That's why, folks. Go ahead.
I could do mine real brief. I mean, I could do like almost
a
1 minute review. It's almost a 1 minute review. Doctor Strange, I enjoyed it. For me, it's completely, it goes all the way. I give it like 3 Doctor Strange heads up, or whatever they do. Psychic bombs. I love the movie. I wasn't also a big Doctor Strange fan when I was a kid, but I would take a look at it once in a while. I wasn't that so much into Doctor Strange. That so many different cartoon artists. I think the origin story, as opposed to the origin story from the comic books, is very different. I think a lot of things have changed. When Doctor Strange came out, he came out in the 60s, 70s, so it was more of a psychedelic, like you say, feel to it. It was more about non-violence and non-killing, so this movie was sort of harkened back to that. It was sort of more mental, psychedelic, visuals that are interpreted through non-violence almost. There's some violent bits, some interdimensional portals, things that people sometimes say, "Oh, this is very boring," but I enjoyed it. I thought these things were very abstract. I love the way they just came in with a different mentality of like the superhero genre, completely different than you're the villain, I'm the good guy, I'm gonna club you in the head. Here you didn't know who the villain was. At one point you were like, wait a minute, you make sense? Are you the villain? Am I the villain? Am I working with the villain? Who's really the villain here? Eventually, Doctor Strange tries to put it all in perspective, and things are still up in the air where you don't understand what is good and what's bad, what's up and what's down. But I thought it was very enjoyable. I would think everybody, it's not that hard to understand. If you went to it like I did, almost like not expecting too much, boom, I think you'd find it very enjoyable. And his outfit was great. I think a lot of people are going to start wearing this stuff nowadays. Walking around the capes and the blue robes. I thought it was going to be sort of impossible to translate Doctor Strange's wardrobe to modern day, but they made it work.
Okay, my opinion, and anybody who saw my blog that I posted yesterday, I gave the film 4 out of 5. I was really, really surprised. My number one, Deadpool. Number 2, Captain America. Number 3, Doctor Strange. Believe it or not, that's how because I didn't like the comic book, and I didn't walk in with a negative attitude. I said, let's see what this is about. Actually, we worked on one of the TV shows. What the hell did I work on Thursday? What was it? The Breaks. I think that's an MTV show about the rappers in the 1990s. Anyway, we worked on that by Yankee Stadium on Thursday. A couple of background actors, we got together, and we found out we're a bunch of superhero fans. And finally, me and Hector decided, let's go see the movie, 7 o'clock preview, and it's a mic treat. So, hey, anybody treating? I'm going. So, he treated. We went to the 7 o'clock showing. We went to 46th
really expensive.
Yeah, $15, but it was worth it though. And I usually don't say that. And this one is definitely going in my Blu-ray collection. Hopefully, there's a commentary and a bunch of behind-the-scenes features and stuff. But I really, this movie took me by surprise. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It's the top 3, right? Is up there with Deadpool, Captain America, Strange, and then maybe Sully, then maybe Deepwater Horizon. Okay. Well, what can I say about the movie? I maybe a little bit nitpicking, half a point. That's why I give it 4 out of 5. That training did remind me of Batman Begins.
Yes.
A little bit. Been there, kind of done it, but we get introduced to I can never say her name. Hilda Swilton. What's her name again? She did a great job in Snowbreaker with Chris Evans about the futuristic train. She played the bull-headed chick.
Oh,
Hilton. I can't ever say her name, but anyway, she was fantastic. The guy, Asian actor who played Wong, he has some funny parts. And Chiwetel Ejiofor, I can never properly say his name. Somebody. I know these critics that are not seeing these movies. He did nothing. He was in the side. He was a sidelines. He was a side man. He didn't do nothing in the movie. I know for a fact this critic did not see the movie. That was his right-hand man, especially in his second half.
Yes.
He did a lot. Even Wong showed up a lot. And Hilton, I thought she was fantastic. With that being mentioned, I just want to mention 2 straight for DVDs because we never do that. So, let me mention this here. Okay, 999. Okay, this is a 2 for Tuesday. Unbelievable cast. Casey Affleck. Hey, Batman's brother. Okay, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Okay, he's in this movie. Anthony Mackie. He plays Captain.
The Falcon.
Falcon, thank you.
Captain Falcon.
Right. Norman Reedus, Walking Dead. Who knew? We all knew that Glenn was going to get in 100 because in the graphic novel?
Yes.
The 100th comic, whatever.
Yeah. 100th episode, Glenn. Right.
Glenn got it. We all know, but nobody expected Red to get it. That was the big surprise. Okay.
If you haven't seen it, then this might be a spoiler.
I think everybody already knew in Walking Dead, especially on the internet.
You know, a lot of people are walking away from The Walking Dead?
It was funny because that was mentioned. A lot of people are not going to see it. And here, and I said on the radio show, the most ironic thing. Oh, they glorify, it was torture porn. They glorified the beatings. With the, excuse me, it's a zombie show. Every other episode, somebody's getting their head cut off. A zombie getting his head cut off. The testicles are getting torn out. And you're worried if somebody got beaten over the head with a baseball bat. But I will say, it was shocking, especially with Glenn. He survived so many times from zombie attacks, and he gets it by a baseball bat. That sucked. But anyway, Norman Reedus, Woody Harrelson, he played a comic book hero called Defender, but it was kind of a B movie. And of course, Kane Winslet, she plays the bad guy. Don't even recognize her. 999 is a 3 out of 5, 2 for Tuesday. Okay, because I know he wants to mention the Wonder Woman trailer. Okay, Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, of course, Two-Face, and Gal Gadot. She's a cutie pie in this movie, and it's called Criminal. Kevin Costner is really good. Another 2 for Tuesday on Netflix. And Gal Gadot does a lot of work. She's not Wonder Woman. She's just a plain agent. But I thought she was really good with Kevin Costner. Definitely recommend it. What do you say about the Wonder Woman trailer?
Oh, it was awesome. I love all these new trailers. They have all come out. They completely, woke. I'm completely woke. I saw those, those are new terminologies kids say nowadays. But it was amazing. It was amazing. They did it in the right way of doing the Wonder Woman. If you saw the trailers, it's all out there. It's all out on YouTube. It's in the theaters. It was beautiful the way they did the elaborate costumes, the scenes, the imaging. It was beautiful. It would sort of seem like they know what they're doing. They're building up to put it in this decade. Because Justice League trailers came out too.
Right.
So they're building her backstory from, I think, is it World War? Because originally she's supposed to be a World War II character.
Yeah.
But it's like they took it all the way back to World War One.
But
it looks like it.
Yeah, but her story arc is before World War One, and was it Amazonian, whatever?
Yeah, of course. But it's like they're building it from World War One.
Okay.
And then it's like they're gonna bring it up to. I guess for World War One, they want to make it seem more like, oh, she's really been around a real long time, and the modern weaponry she has fought. Sort of like something out of Hellboy.
You mean
and then bring her all the way up to this decade?
You mean Warner might get it right? Considering they got Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad, they really screwed up those two movies really big time.
I still enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was they were fine, but there was a lot of issues. Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to go off the air. But we're going to continue because on YouTube, I record these shows on DVD, and then I post it on YouTube. So if you're watching the show and you want to see more behind the scenes when we go up the air,
yes.
The show will be posted, and you will see it on Monday morning. It will be posted.
Please watch.
And then we're going to go off the air. We're going to be back in 2 weeks, but we're going to continue talking more about upcoming releases as soon as we go off the air now. But you can see us on YouTube.
Rogue One, it's coming out in December. Are you going to have a chance to see it?
Which one?
Rogue One.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Rogue One is coming on a Friday, and that's Saturday, that same weekend, will be our last show for the year. We're going to be ending on Star Wars Rogue One.
So like I said, we wrap it up. We wrap it up for now because we're live. We're going to wrap it up, and then we're going to go right to YouTube. So like we always say, this is Frank, right?
This is Mark. Yes. Thank you, Mark, for hopping on the show. And
remember, YouTube, subscribe, like.
And
you got any other words? We got 10 seconds.
Find us. Don't forget the blog.
Yes.
Beware the blog. The blog has everything.
That's the power of the internet.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I
so
think
now
that's
this is for YouTube fans. We're off the air.
All right. So okay. Let's what are the let's keep talking about trailers. I think
Justice League.
That somebody might be coming in about 15 minutes. So I think we got 15 minutes. So let's see how far we can go with this. We're off the air. So this is behind the scenes for you YouTube fans.
Right. Please subscribe, like. Don't leave us in the comments.
I cut off the comment section because people don't know how to behave and not civilized enough. So
until we all become civilized, we have to sort of train each other.
Yeah.
But what did you think about Justice League? The trailer for
I didn't
Justice
see
League.
the trailer for Justice League.
You didn't see
I
it?
didn't see the trailer for Wonder Woman. That's why I
Oh
gave it
my
up
God! Are you insane? But you did see Rogue One. All the different types of trailers for
to you.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One, and it's basically Samurai 7 meets Magnificent 7 meets the Dirty Dozen meets the Suicide Squad. Get a bunch of rednecks together, a bunch of pumpkins, and they will go on a rescue mission, and basically none of them make it back except for maybe one or two. Basic formula. And if you want to know, if people think, well, that's a spoiler. The spoiler is Star Wars: The New Hope. Oh, excuse me, the third film. What was it? The first one?
No, the first one was called The New Hope, which was the fourth one.
Okay.
Because you remember the Phantom Menace is considered the first one.
Hardcore fans do not count 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Dismiss it.
Don't forget, Star Wars was actually called just Star Wars.
Yes.
Before they decided on a sequel of Empire Strikes Back.
Before they rolled the one-armed bandits, a ching-ching.
Yeah.
Look at this money. Oh my God, it's raining.
Yeah, we got a franchise. And
We make toys. We're making money.
Yep, and then that's why they went back and they decided to call Star Wars A New Hope. You know, they knew they were going to have a trilogy. But what's the? And I know it's been so long. When she says a lot of rebels had died to bring these plans.
Yes.
Was that the New Hope or was that the Return of the Jedi?
I think it was New Hope.
It was New Hope. Remember she says Mothra?
Yeah, because they basically blew up the Death Star in New Hope.
Right.
And then guess what happened?
The
They
woman
kept going back to the well.
Yep, over and over
They kept
again.
blowing up that Death Star, blowing it once, twice, 3 times.
Well, okay, they blew it once in Star Wars: New Hope. They blew it twice in Return of the Jedi, and then they blew it up again. The Force Awakens, but they called it a Star Killer.
Yes,
instead of
because this was
Death
like
Star.
what they considered it 3 times bigger.
Yeah, I'm
like something.
I'm as big as can it get.
Yeah, it's something like right out of Spaceballs. No, this is not the same thing. It's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger. Right. It's like that was a punchline in Spaceballs. It's like Godzilla. How more bigger can Godzilla get? And its tail is outrageous. Its tail is about like 5 football stadiums long.
Whoa.
Why does Godzilla need a tail that long? You know, how much bigger are you gonna make Godzilla?
Because the cities are getting bigger.
Yeah, but
Skyscrapers are getting bigger.
yeah, okay. Never mind. the
Skyscrapers used to be like what, 15 stories or
yeah, but here's
30 stories.
But here's my point.
Godzilla used to be 30 stories tall.
Right, but now he's as big as the buildings in Dubai. I mean, which is outrageous, which means that
Is it between 70 and 80 stories?
that means Godzilla will completely ignore the human population because it'll be
too big.
Yeah, because to us, it'd be like stepping on an anthill. We're just little bugs. That's all we are. Godzilla sees a helicopter. That's like a bee. It's like, get away from me.
Like a little mosquito.
Like a mosquito, yeah. So Godzilla being originally too big doesn't make, because then civilization is not a big deal to him. You know, the only thing he'd be afraid of something that's just as big as him.
Yep. They're gonna make him fight probably Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus, right? Oh, well, he's going to fight King Kong. I don't know how.
No, he should fight Galactus. Just go right to Galactus and have him in a universal fight with Galactus.
Well, unless they're gonna have a giant King Ghidorah that's going to be big as Australia. I mean, it makes no sense. How much bigger are you going to make the Death Star? Star Killer. You know what I'm saying?
Make everything bigger.
Yeah, but
bigger is better. Isn't that what they say?
Not according to these franchises. They're spending so much. They're spending so much money, and they're tanking. Look how much money they spent on Ninja Turtles, and they tanked at the box office.
Yeah, and Deadpool was one of the better films, and they only spent $58 million.
Yeah,
and now I've heard that they're having some problems with Deadpool 2, like you were saying.
Yeah, well, the original director, he said, okay, we got away with that 80 million, but now we can finally bring all the other X-Men into Deadpool, but that will bring the budget to 150 million. And Ryan Reynolds is the executive guy who made the studio a lot of money. He still have final word. Executive producer, and Ryan Reynolds, no, let's keep it back at 80 million because it proved we don't need 150.
Right.
We make it bigger, better. No.
Bigger is not always better.
Right. It's gonna make it bloated.
Yep.
And then we have to have all these X-Men, and they all want salary raises.
Right. And then what are you going to do with them? They haven't even developed the what do you call those the henchmen to fight these guys yet.
Exactly.
So you still have to write the backstory for these guys. It's going to become bloated like Batman Forever.
That's one thing I like about Doctor Strange. A lot of people were pissed off. Doctor Strange is going up against this guy. Of course, he played Hannibal. I forget the actor's name because he got a Swedish name. And you really didn't get to know the villain, but it really didn't matter.
Right.
Because the villain is basically a henchman for some other dimension universe.
Yeah, he was sort of like the Silver Surfer to the Galactus.
Right.
Spoiler.
Okay. Yeah, so the villain and Doctor Strange really didn't matter because, there's a bigger picture. And as a matter of fact, Doctor Strange meets a bigger villain. Without no spoilers, he meets a bigger villain. Then you realize this villain, the actor who played Hannibal, you realize this villain really doesn't matter because the bigger villain takes care of him.
Yeah, because bigger, like we say, bigger isn't better.
Right.
Just Ryan Reynolds is right. Keep it normal. Don't go off kilter. I've heard it. Ryan Reynolds wants to keep it with him and the other person. They're gonna have him with, I guess, who's a time jumper.
Who was it? They mentioned at the end of the Deadpool. What was it? Cable.
Yeah, Cable.
But they want to bring another guy now. I forget his name.
Don't bring too many people. Don't go because. It's like comic books, you can do that. Books, you can do that. You can slowly build. But a movie, you only have an hour, maybe 90 minutes.
Right.
An hour 30.
They want to keep it short. Well, Cable was mentioned, but now they're thinking of putting him on hold and bringing another villain in and putting Cable for the third movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're going to switch villains. I forget.
Well, Cable isn't a villain. He's a good guy.
Okay, so my mistake then. Cable's a good guy. Okay,
Yeah.
So now I don't know if he's going to be partnered with Deadpool, because by having Cable, they don't need the other X-Men.
Right.
That's how they cut the budget.
Yeah.
He just had Cable has the budget.
Cable. Forget the rest of the X-Men. Let the other X-Men ruin their own movies. Like Logan, the trailers for Logan came out.
Horrible.
Yeah, it looks kind of bad.
To me,
it looks like Firestarter.
To me, it looks like once you see that trailer of Logan, you see the whole movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. I said that. I'm not interested to see that. An old Logan? Because apparently they're going to wrap up Hugh Jackman's storyline involving that particular Wolverine.
He's saying goodbye. This is his last one.
He's 50 years old. And, he's a freaking billionaire thanks to the franchise. So how many more Wolverine does he need to do?
I mean, if he could, it would be good to have him forever, but whatever.
And back to Stewart is his last ka-ching in that franchise, Yep. He got Blunt Talk, the TV show, going into the second season, which is pretty funny. He's pretty good in that.
And also, would you like to talk about the other trailer that came out?
Go for it.
Guardian of the Galaxy 2.
I didn't see that one either.
Are you into Guardian?
I love the first one. The first one I got in my Blu-ray collection.
So then the second one's in what do you call it? Another one in the chamber.
Okay.
So you excited about that?
That I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen these trailers because, as you know, I'm doing the background work. It takes a lot to get this stuff together for the show.
Yes.
And of course, we're doing the Ready show, and I'm on the contract to do the soundtracks.
If you saw, what do you call that? The Doctor Strange movies. All those trailers came out. They were all there.
Yeah, they're
Guardian of the Galaxy, Wonder Woman, Rogue One. They're just throwing it at you.
Hector wanted his big ass popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
He wanted to get his big ass supersized Coca-Cola. Okay. He needed to get his big size goobers.
And he had to reserve his seats.
Somebody else reserved the seats. They saw all the trailers. When we got back to finally the movie was starting, we got to the seats. And guys, you missed all the trailers. I said, I'll catch up on the internet. I didn't get a chance to see them on the internet. It's hard to catch up.
I don't even watch them on the internet.
I didn't get a chance this morning because I was working on the soundtrack and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'll get home and see it tonight. But I mean, I know Guardians of the Galaxy. I know what to expect.
Yeah. The thing I love about Guardians of the Galaxy, it's because they're not superhuman. It's not like Superman, or it's not like Thor. People who can completely crush their villain.
Right.
And there's almost no excitement for that. The great thing about these guys, it's like, hey, they're almost human. They can all die. They're just a ragtag bunch of like almost space pirates.
They're vulnerable, and even
and likable.
I am Groot. Even he died.
Yeah.
And then he got rejuvenated as a cute little tree.
Exactly. That's the amazing part.
Dancing at the end there. I thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, they're vulnerable. Yeah, they can get hurt and killed and stuff like that. Yeah.
And that's what that's what Deadpool should definitely get out of this. Don't overblow it with over the budget. Go over budget with X-Men characters, because more doesn't make better. Bigger doesn't make it better.
But look at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. You know, the X-Men Apocalypse. I am the ultimate villain. Nobody can touch me. You had all the X-Men.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse. They're going. All the X-Men are trying to beat him, and a couple of Storm. She's in the corner. Oh, I can't fight him. And what was her name?
Jean Grey.
No, the other one.
Phoenix.
No, the other one.
Wow, that's so many. What would it call? Cyclops.
Psych. Yeah, her first time. Or what's her name? Actress who can act. Oops.
Olivia Munn. She was great. I thought she was wonderful.
She was good. She was better
than I do.
Yeah, but she really didn't have much to do. And at the end, she kind of gave up fighting. And you got Beast going back and forth, getting exact. And at the end of the movie, say, "Come on, would somebody get rid of this guy already?" It was just monotonous at the last 20 minutes. And then there goes Magneto and said, "I'm not listening to anybody. I'm just tearing up the ground here." And then finally, Magneto, make up your mind. Oh, okay, I'll go kill the villain. At the end, you couldn't kill less. That's why he did so lousy at the box office. To the point where we're not going to see another X-Men. Even Bryan Singer left. The last episode we mentioned, he signed out to Disney, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which is a remake. And now he just signed on to do the biography of Freddie Mercury, the lead singer for Queen. What was his name? What's his name? Okay, Mr. Robot got signed on to do the Freddie Mercury. Miscasting. Wrong. But anyway, Bryan Singer has signed on to do Queen. And Sacha Baron
Cohen?
Right, thank you. Okay, he was supposed to do Queen. To play Freddie Mercury.
He looks like he's dead on for that.
Yeah, and he can sing. He's an operator singer. He can actually sing, that guy.
Jeebus.
Okay, and he's also a musician. He sung opera. As a matter of fact, what film he did with Johnny Depp? Sweeney Todd. He sang in that film. Wow. Along with Johnny Depp. Of course, Johnny Depp's a musician. He's with the Hollywood Vampires Alice Cooper band. Anyway, and Sacha what he wanted to do, he wanted to explore the dark side of Freddie Mercury. He got into some really crazy shit.
I can imagine.
It was
the 60s and the 70s.
The 70s going into the 80s, okay? And the band and the studio giving up the money, he said, no, we want to do the clean side. Let's not go into the dark side of Freddie Mercury. So Sacha, he quit.
Whoa.
And so it's about the band, not really about Freddie Mercury. And of course, Disney got their hands on it. They're supplying some of the money, and they want to keep it family-oriented, PG. And who's likable? The guy from Mr. Robot. And I think he's totally miscast. But my point is, going back, I figure I'll give you some details there. The thing with that is, Bryan Singer has got another project. Okay, so he's got 23 Leagues Under the Sea. He signed on to do the Freddie Mercury / Queen project. And so even he said, I'm putting X-Men on hold because the last film kind of tanked. It cost so much money. Sure, it made $500 million. It almost cost $500 million to make. Wow. And X-Men is going straight to TV. That's what's happening with a lot of these movies. They
you mean to Netflix?
No, they actually wanted to go up against, to go along with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and ABC.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bad move. But in the meantime...
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't think anything's really been helping their show, do better.
But believe it or not, it's not doing good in the ratings, but ABC wants to save face. That's why they haven't canceled Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., believe it or not.
They even have a ghostwriter in it. And now instead of riding a motorcycle, he's driving a car.
The hell is that about? A car?
I guess it's safer.
I give them Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They're almost doing something out of Christine, where the fire comes out of the car and hits people. I don't know.
No. Oh, as a matter of fact, John Carpenter, we mentioned last thing about The Thing on one of my blogs. John Carpenter, rock star, John Carpenter, he's another idol of mine because he was a director of a lot of these movies. You mentioned Christine, Halloween. He used to write the soundtracks and the theme songs. Okay, a nice way to save money. And he played rock star. He actually played somewhere in Hollywood. He had a rock and roll band, and he played all his themes for all of his movies. I put a clip to that on YouTube, from YouTube on my blog. I think 2 blogs ago, which means 2 days ago on my blog. But anyway, John Carpenter live on YouTube. The whole concert is there. put in Christine Live, you will see him playing live Christine music. Halloween, the theme from Halloween Live, you see him, he's actually playing the keyboards since he wrote all the songs, wrote all the soundtracks, and that's on YouTube, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. But going back to the other thing we were mentioning,
X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men. Bryan Singer, the MCU universe. DC is doing huge on cable. Superman,
Flash.
Flash.
Supergirl.
Supergirl doing really
Green Arrow.
Thank
Well,
you.
we just
Legends
need-
of Tomorrow.
We just need. Sorry about that. We just need John Constantine to come back.
They
I thought it was great.
that Channel 4. Channel 4 gave it up, and they were they were trying to find other shows like Hannibal. And remember Dracula that was on Channel 4? They were trying to find other channels. The other channels should have didn't pick it up. They should have picked up Constantine.
It was awesome.
CW should have picked up Constantine and make it part of the DC universe.
Right.
As far as the DC universe with all the shows that you mentioned, they should have picked it up and put it with that.
Yep.
They should have saved it. And I don't know what happened. Then nobody wanted to put out the money.
Yeah, because you see, if anything, Constantine is almost the equivalent of Doctor Strange. It's DC's Doctor Strange.
Right.
But the thing is, they didn't like the fact that it was so gory. People's eyeballs were being taken out. People's souls, hearts. You know, it was just blowing people's minds.
They could have come. They could have calmed it down for CW11. They could have done it. You know, and mixing it in, if anything, it could have been like an arc or maybe 6-episode series, or making part of one of the other shows. Like he shows up a Green Arrow and it making part of the like a 6-episode arc or some or a 6-part story or something like that. You know, and bring them into the fold. Like they brought
The Flash, Superman and Supergirl.
The guy with the car instead of the motorcycle.
What do you call that? Ghost Rider.
Yeah. They made Ghost Rider part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
Right?
They needed a superhero on that.
Okay. No, because the ratings were tanking. So they figured they'd put somebody else in there.
That's what I'm saying. They needed a superhero.
You can't leave him on a motorcycle, not on a car. That's fucking idiotic.
Motorcycle would have been great.
But Constantine could have been part of Arrow. Or make a guest appearance in Flash. Don't forget there was a crossover with Supergirl and Flash. That worked out great. Right. Hello, I'm here. You're there. Catch up with you soon. And Flash disappeared.
Yeah, because Green Arrow was almost like the darker, and Flash is almost, happy-go-lucky. So if anything, Constantine would have done good with Green Arrow.
It could have been a 6-part story, and then because Constantine said, "Well, I'm still,
I'm still here, guys,
but I'm still dealing with hell. I'll be back, and I'll see you in the future." Just like Flash said to Supergirl, "I'll catch you around. I'll see you soon, whatever."
See you next Christmas.
Yeah, and Supergirl said, hopefully I see you again soon," which means they're gonna, get together again. Yeah. That's what they should have done with Constantine. Introduce him, couple episodes, or maybe an Arrow, and then bring him back again next season. And then bring some other people that's with Constantine who shows up in his stories, and bring them along.
Yep. Listen to this man.
So
Well, I guess we gotta wrap it up. The time is winding up, right?
Yep. At least I can say we don't concentrate on superheroes. We try to cover as much as we can. And look what my next door neighbor said. "Hey, you're doing the show. Maybe you could put this." So I want to say hello to Julio. Thank you for giving me this as a present.
Oh, the Avengers.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. And he says, "Well, you need to catch up on the new stuff." Hint, hint. Maybe you think so.
Well, we are talking about the movies.
Yeah. So thank you for the comic book and stuff. So.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
So we freeze frame and say we're out of here.
We freeze frame. We're out of here. I got no juice, but that's okay.
All right. Thank you, and keep watching.
Last thing to say, thank you. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. A little bonus feature, and thank you for 2060s on the air for watching us. We have 3 shows left. And again, if you want to join that Godzilla community, very simple. Go to my website. Scroll down, maybe have a page, and it says maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs down, and it says to join my Godzilla community. Here's the link. You click on that, and that takes you directly to the Godzilla community site. But you have to sign in to Google Plus. That's out of my hands. That is mandatory by Google Plus. The corporation, the organization, or whatever you call them, that is mandatory. That is their rule. You have to join Google Plus to get to that community site. Join Google Plus. click on the link, Godzilla Community, and join in and say, hey, Frankie, I saw you on Videoland Express. Thank you for joining the community. So that's how you do that. So everybody, thank you. We have another minute. Let's do our freeze frame. And we see you next time.